So much love and appreciation to those of you who have been with me for the 2 year period plus that I've been doing this. Thank you for showing your love and support to the channel. And to anybody else who is brand new to the platform and you would like to support the channel, also, you can do it by way of Patreon, Anchor, the clothing store, and also the shoe shop that is listed in the comment description below. And again, thank you to any and all of you guys who have been here to support this channel during the 2+ year period. I wouldn't be able to do what I do every single day without you. 33-year-old woman has been charged with violating the Alabama open house party law after officers responded to a noise complaint and discovered an ongoing party at the house. Officers stated that around 100 people were at the party. Officers also stated that most of the people that were there were underage and drinking. Investigators believe that Courtney Daniele Cataling was hosting a graduation party on Daystar Lane in South Side. When officers arrived, they saw several teenagers running from the residence and numerous cars parked along the road and in the yard. Officers stated that they discovered alcohol, narcotics, and firearms at the party. Firearms were discovered behind the house, where several teenagers attempted to flee through the adjacent neighborhood and woods. At least one of the firearms is stolen out of Gadsden. Further charges could result from the incident. Like I said before, you're just gonna have a lot of people that's not gonna make it. I've heard time before that you have a lot of parents where they're like, you know what, I would rather my kids, do it at home versus being around somebody else. That part, I can sit up there and understand what it is exactly what they're stating, right? Because the home is supposed to be the safe space and different things of that nature. You don't got to worry about all this other type of stuff, right? But the problem comes in when you decide that you're not only going to have, in a sense, your kids partake in this activity that you see fit to do with your family side of your own house, but you're then allowing other kids the ability to do the exact same thing. Like I said, that's ridiculous. It shouldn't be happening. And at the end of the day, somebody's life could have been jeopardized at this event. We've seen it time and 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 time again. Whenever there is alcohol, whenever there is narcotics, right? Whenever there is gambling, and wherever there are weapons involved, that culmination right there is going to end up being chaos. There were too many teens that were there, too many individuals that were there. They stated at least, I think they said like 100 or something of that nature that were present at that party. I promise you, somebody more than likely had a problem with somebody else at a certain point in time when, people are both filled with, the fumes of the narcotics or secondhand or from all of the drinking, right? People gonna be playing around. Somebody might have an attitude. Somebody might feel a certain type of way. Somebody might get like, yo, man, you playing a little bit too much. You need to back up off, right? And then bow, 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 bow. That's what ends up happening every single time. Every single time. So like I said before, for a parent to go to this extent, to allow and to have this happen, right, is 100% ridiculous. And for all the other parents that allow their kids to be out, that's also 100% ridiculous. I'll put it to you like this: if this parent is going to sit up there and face any type of charges, I need the parents of those kids to also face charges as well, all of them, because at no point in time should those parents not know where their children are, whose house it is, who that parent is, their type of lifestyle, their ideology, right, and the inner workings of that house. All of those parents that allow those kids to, in a sense, be out during the day or during the night, they should know exactly whose house that they're going to be spending time at. Like I said before, this is negligence all around the board when it deals with these parents. Now, some people may be like, well, kids lie and kids do that and all this. Like I said, but you got trackers on these phones, right? You got OnStar on a lot of these cars, right? You can sit up there and find out where your kids are, correct? So if they are lying, you'll catch them in that lie because you'll just like fly up to the scene, like, oh, you say you at the school? Oh, I'm right there around the corner. Let me come out here real quick. Let me talk to you. Let me make sure you at where you're supposed to be at. Like I said before, that's what a responsible parent is supposed to do. But obviously, a lot of parents, as I've stated before, ain't really responsible. And they put the burden of that responsibility on other parents out here so that they are not negligent whenever something happens with their children, so that they can just sit back and say, oh, well, my kid is a good kid. I didn't know that this was going on. I didn't know that this is, where they are. And, how is it possible that this parent can sit up there and allow not only their kids, but like I said before, it's nonsense. I need people to take accountability and responsibility for the things that they allow their kids to sit up there and do. Because I don't have no time later on to be hearing you crying on camera talking about my kid this and my kid that, and they were sweet this and they were sweet that, and they were good and they had good. I don't got time for that. I don't got time for that, because all it takes is one. All it takes is one for a multitude of people to basically lose their lives. All it takes is one person to have ego and pride for all of those people to sit up there and lose their lives. All it takes is for one person to not care, for all of those people to sit up there and lose their lives. And there was more than enough weapons that you can clearly see on the table that could have sat up there and took several lives.